a surprise.
Well, you were expecting me.
Well, how good of you to be so prompt. Do come in. I must say, ever since you called me yesterday, I've been very curious to know what it must be about. Oh, please sit down. I was just having my mid-morning tea. May I pour you some?
No, thank you.
Perhaps you'd like a glass of ice. I have a pitcher all ready.
No, I'm fine, thank you.
Try one of these tea cakes. They're really
No,
delicious.
I'm fine, thank you, Dee. What is all this? You never used to even drink tea.
Well, I used to be different in a lot of ways, Frank. But it was tea that started me on my good fortune in the commodities market. It's been so good to me, I feel I owe it something.
That's right. I don't think I've ever congratulated you on your success.
Which success? My commodities, my happy marriage, my new outlook on life?
All of them.
Well, thank you. Congratulations to you, too. How do you like being a senator?
Oh, it's terrific. Keeps me hopping, but I like it.
Well, it was good of you to find time to have little John come visit you with your busy schedule and all.
He's my son.
Mine, too. And I would appreciate it next time if you let me know when you're going to take him away. Maybe I can't be a full-time mother to him now, but I do like to know where he is.
Well, as a matter of fact, it's little John that I wanted to see you about.
Oh?
Mm-hmm. I want him to come live with me in Washington.
For good?
Yes. I've missed him, Dee. I know he's missed me. I hope to be in a position to make a good home for him in the very near future.
You mean with Ray Woodard?
Yes.
Like you're gonna marry her?
Yes, I am.
Boy, and people thought I was strange.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, the other night you were in Ryan's all upset over Jill, and now you tell me you're gonna marry Ray. Don't you think that's a little weird?
Dee, Jill has made her own life. It's about time I straightened out mine. You can understand that.
Yes, I can. What about Ray? I'm sure she's gonna love having little John running around all the time.
Well, in fact, my only problem is that the church has delayed action on our annulment. Now, I would tend to think that, well, Father McShane even said that if you would cooperate with the Chancery's request for a written statement concerning the conditions that surrounded our marriage,
What do you mean, conditions?
why you married me in the first place.
You mean you want me to state in writing that I was crazy? And the only reason I married you is because Pat wouldn't marry me and I just wanted to be a Ryan?
It's true, isn't it?
Well, sure, but that doesn't mean I want everybody to know about it.
Dee, anyone you care for already knows it, and the statement, it would be kept confidential, so no one new would have access to that information.
That's not the point. Besides, why should I do anything to help turn little John over to Ray Woodard? She doesn't love him. And you'd be so busy he'd never get to see you.
Dee, I would be with him every free moment I have. Now look, if you had seen how happy he was down in Washington, I'm sure you would feel more at ease about the situation. He will be happy. I'll make a good home for him.
He has a good home now. Your parents are doing a wonderful job of raising him.
Stop thinking about yourself long enough to consider what is best for your son.
Thinking about myself? Oh, no. You're not going to do that to me anymore. You made me spend my whole life feeling you were better than me and that I wasn't good enough to be a member of your family or little John's mother. Well, it's not true. I am good enough. I have a new life, and I like myself. For the first time, I really like myself. And I know what I'm doing. And I'm not going to give you any kind of statement that's going to help you take little John away from me any more than you already have.
Delia.
No! Maeve and Johnny are doing a wonderful job of raising him, and that's where he's going to stay. Where people love him and care about him, and everything is happy and stable.
Could I speak to Mr. Horace Grimley, please? It's John Ryan calling.
Oh, yes, Mr. Ryan. I've been waiting for your call. How are you this morning?
Well, considering the fact that last night I was $5,000 in the red, you're the person who could best answer that question. How am I this morning, Mr. Grimley? what happened in the world market last night? Has there been any improvement?
No, I'm afraid not. Cocoa beans have been continuing in their downward trend.
No reversal.
No.
Well, what does that mean?
I beg your pardon?
In dollars and cents.
It means that your deficit is now up to roughly $7,000.
How roughly?
$7,218.64.
What is it, John?
Did you say something, Mr. Ryan?
No.
I'm afraid I must press for immediate payment, Mr. Ryan. The longer you wait, the larger your debt will become. Provided, of course, that the contracts continue in the same trend.
But isn't there any way we can close this account at once? I mean, it's getting worse every second.
No, Mr. Ryan, not before we receive your payment. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, look, I don't know if I can get a hold of that much cash right now, but I think maybe I have a few people I could try. And look, I'm sure I can come up with 7,000 by the end of the day.
7,000?
All right, Mr. Ryan, but let me urge you again to act as quickly as possible.
Well, I'll do my best.
I'm sure you will. Then I'll wait for your call. Good luck, Mr. Ryan.
Thanks.
7,000, is it?
$7,218.64.
Holy mackerel.
It could be worse.
How?
I don't know.
Look, John, it isn't much, but I have $1,700 in a savings account. You know, I had it put by for a rainy day. And this is a rainy day, so you can have it.
Oh, come on. I couldn't, Kevin.
Well, it's there if you want
No,
it.
come on. It's out of the question. I gotta do something fast. Now, who do I know with that much money?
Bucky Carter?
I called him this morning. He's off with his father on the family yacht, cruising to the Azores. They're not expected to make land for 12 or 13 days. Where's the Azores?
I don't know.
All right, now who else? Who else? Nick Szabo. Right, he's out.
Well, if...
I know what you're gonna say, and it's out of the question. I will not take money from my children. Never. I don't want them to know anything about this, so forget it.
I was about to suggest Mrs. Woodard.
Ray?
Yes.
Yeah, Kevin, I think that's it. That's it. You're a genius. Woman's loaded. She never missed $7,000, right? And Frank said she was coming to New York this afternoon.
I think she would do it.
Sure, she'd do it. She'd do anything for Frank Ryan's family. The lady likes me. She's discreet, too. I'd borrow the money, I'd pay it back, little by little, quietly, until I get this whole thing off my back. Kevin, that's gotta be it, right?
Well, I'm glad to see that you're in such a good mood today. After tossing and turning all last night, I've never seen anything like it.
Oh, well, sorry, darling.
Oh, I didn't sleep too good myself, darling. Thinking about it.
Thinking about what?
Francis and Ray Woodard, of course. Isn't that what you have on your mind?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that must have been it. But it's a whole new morning now, darling. The sun's coming up. And I got a real feeling everything is beginning to be all right.
Yes, who is it?
It's your brother.
Hi.
Hello.
What are you doing here?
Well, I had a few minutes free at the hospital, so I thought I'd take a break and come and see how you are. I left your number at the hospital in case they needed me. Can I help you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Oh, exhausted, overworked, but terrific. Oh, these are for you.
Oh, thank you. They're beautiful.
Well, I must admit, I didn't know whether I should bring them or not. I thought maybe you had your fill of flowers at the hospital.
Roger, please. I don't need being taken care of, okay? Flowers are gorgeous, and I'm very grateful. I love them. Oh.
You came through it, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. The pills, the withdrawal, the terror. Especially the feeling of being out of control. I keep trying to pretend that I can forget it all, but anyway, it's over. I'm never going to go back there again.
No, you're not.
You know, there was a time I didn't think I was going to make it. But Seneca, he didn't give me any other choice. I don't think this time was easy for him.
He's all right.
I hope so. I know that he's been terrific to me. But I also know that I said horrible things to him when I was out of my mind. I know that I hurt him.
What kind of things?
About Frank. I wanted him. I called him.
Honey, you were sick.
Now, I know that, Roger. I know. I'm not blaming myself. I mean, forgetting about the withdrawal and all of that. The thing is, I know that I can't forget Frank. He's a whole important part of my life. If I forget him, then I'm forgetting Edmund and all the good things that happened to me.
But you don't have to forget. But I think that you should concentrate on your future. You and Seneca should concentrate on the things that you have going for yourselves.
I know that. And I am. You know what I would really like? To get back to work. Do you think that's possible?
I don't see why not. How's your back?
My back, it's still there. I know that it gets bad when I'm upset or worried. That's tension, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, it's there. And it hurts, but I can manage it.
And it'll get a lot easier. All you have to do is give yourself time.
No, I don't want people taking care of me anymore. Don't you understand? I want to get on. I want to get going with my life. I know that I can do that. There are so many things that I feel like I have to straighten out.
Such as?
Such as what you were talking about before, about Seneca. Our marriage, our future. I know that he's been really terrific to me. And loving. But I want to know now what's going to happen to the future. Where are we headed? Do you know that I haven't even been able to tell him that I don't remember not saying that I was going to have another baby?
Oh.
I want to. I'm just afraid that he's not going to understand that. I have tried. I just keep feeling like he's slipping into all those old patterns again, but telling me what's best for me, telling me how to live my own life, telling me what to do. But it's my life. I feel like I have to start fighting back again. Okay, all right. That's not the right choice of words, right?
I understand.
Thanks. What are you looking at me like that for?
You really are yourself again.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, look, I better get back.
Okay.
Is there anything I can do for you before I leave?
No, I'm fine.
Okay, just sit there and I'll let myself out.
All right.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I'm just saying, things have a way of working themselves out. I mean, 1 minute, things are as black as night. And the next minute, you're sitting on top of the world. And right this minute, I feel things are gonna be just fine.
Let's hope so.
John, tell me now, is there something bothering you?
Lady, I just told you.
I know what you just told me, dear, and I appreciate your attitude, but, I mean, lately you just seem so preoccupied all the time.
Can I just decide I want to be in a good mood? What in the world have I got to be worried about?
Oh, I could think of a number of things without half trying.
For instance?
For instance, your daughter Siobhan being proposed to by a man that she hasn't seen in over a year and we don't know anything about. Francis and Ray Woodard. Jack, his attitude about Mary's job. And this whole business of Patrick and Nancy Feldman.
That's it, isn't it?
Witches.
Dave Feldman came by here to see me yesterday.
Oh?
Oh, sweetheart. He's a man whom I've known, who's been our very good friend for 15, 20 years. And suddenly, he's worried about my son. I'm worried about his daughter. I mean, we never came out and said it, but it was there underneath, and it's just not right.
Well, I'm sure Beryl and Dave are as concerned as we are.
Well, they are, you know. And I know David is. I'm not even sure Beryl knows about it yet.
Dear Lord.
It's ironic. I mean, here's Nancy. I mean, a girl we've known and loved ever since she was that high. And then she's bright. She's lovely. She's everything we'd want for Patrick if it weren't for the religious difference.
Oh, that's a big if, John. Nancy's faith is who she is and where she comes from. It's a big part of the lovely, wonderful girl she is. I wouldn't want her to change any more than I would want Patrick to change. It's an impossible situation, that's all.
Well, look. They're both bright kids, right? Maybe they realize it won't work.
Well, I pray that they do, before they realize that they want to spend the rest of their lives together. And then there's marriage, there's children. I mean, can you see Nancy Feldman giving up her faith, having her children baptized and raising them Catholics? Oh.
Well, I'm sure Beryl and David are asking themselves the same question about Patrick.
And you and I are sitting around worrying, along with Dave and Beryl, and those two kids are going off as if they haven't got a problem in the world.
Well, sometimes...
Sometimes what, John?
Sometimes that's the only way to get by.
Darling, we're not talking about getting by. We're talking about love and making a marriage work and making your whole life for yourself.
I know. Tell me everything's gonna be all right.
Merciful heavens, John. Just 2 minutes ago, you told me everything was going to be fine.
I did? Well, I guess they will be. We both know I'm never wrong about anything, right?
Who is it? It's me. Who? Delia. Hello, Jillian. Roger, you won't believe what I've just been...
Hello?
Hi, where's Roger? The hospital told me he was over here.
Well, he left a little while ago.
Oh, I wanted to talk to him. You won't believe what I've just been through. He made me so mad, I just wanted to scream, but I didn't. I was really good,
wait. Who is he?
Frank.
Oh.
I couldn't believe it. You know? Actually, knowing him, I could. You probably could, too. Guess what he wanted me to do?
Delia.
All right, I'll tell you. He wants me to give a written statement to the chancery saying I was crazy when we got married, just so he can get a church annulment.
Yeah?
Well, isn't that incredible?
Well, is it true?
That's not the point. How could Frank even ask me to say those things about myself? To Father McShane and everybody. Well, what if I don't want the church to know what I was like? He can't make me do that. Can he? Give him the statement, I mean? You used to be a lawyer.
I am still a lawyer.
Oh, I know, Can he do that?
No. I can't see what difference it makes one way or the other, what the chancery thinks about you. I mean, why don't you just give him the statement?
Why should I? Just so he can get married to Ray Woodard and take my baby off to Washington to live with them? Didn't you know?
No, I didn't know.
Oh, well, I thought if anybody... It's no secret they're getting married.
I shouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, she finally hooked him. Although it's pretty understandable. He probably figured he couldn't wait around for you forever. He's so fickle. You would have never been happy with him.
Why don't you just give him the statement?
No! Well, you are the last person I expected to tell me that. I don't care what Frank Ryan does with his life, but he's not going to take little John away from me. I'd never get to see him. You should know how I feel.
Yeah, I do. Look, Delia, Roger should be at the hospital by now. Why don't you just go and talk to him?
Okay. I thought you'd be interested. You know, you're family. I hope I didn't upset you.
No, you didn't upset me.
Well, good. I know how hard things have been for you lately.
Goodbye.
Take care.
Parties, boys, and drama. Oh my! Catch up with the 5 sexy singles who are putting a new spin on Southern charm. Don't miss an all-new Southern Bells Louisville, Thursday at 10 on SoapNet.